Davis on the wing. Licuria starting with him.
Hard to put a value on this. Second qualifying final. Steve McBurney sets them on their way, and Buckley wins the first kick. The Norm Smith medalist of last year finds his trump card forward, too far out, and Woden can't quite grab it. Johnson to White, and Brisbane survived the first Collingwood parry, and the 250-gamer Shorthart, who was playing for Brisbane before Robert Walls went up there, has the ball over on the outer side.
Gee, early lost opportunity there for the Pies as Hart looks for the man who tore the Magpies apart last time in Jonathan Brown. To half forward. Oh, and Clay got that heavily by Bradshaw, and that's 50.
Unnecessary. He wasn't in the contest.
They can shoot.
Hold it, Jason, hold it.
So nothing too malicious in that.
No, he milked it for all it was worth, and why not?
And inside 50 go Collingwood, Buckley in front. Strong mark overhead, he's got it all, this man.
Got a lot of confidence, Collingwood, in passing into that forward 50.
There's the lead. Beautiful mark overhead.
He's just so strong,
isn't he?
Take more marks in the forward 50 of the Pies than any other side. We saw Tarrant try to pass off with that second kick.
Beautiful kick. He's got 19 for the year, and the Pies get the start they wanted at the MCG.
They couldn't have asked for better than that. 8 goals scored against them in the opening quarter only a few short weeks ago, and now the captain plays the first card for Collingwood.
Terrific start for them, Tim. Prestigiacomo playing on Jonathan Brown, so the job not given to Cloak.
Easy! Come on, guys, cut it out.
Presti coming back into the side. Important that he gets going early.
Perfect bounce, Darren Goldspink. Alan Goldspink and McBurney, the field officials. And he'll bounce it all over again. First blood to the Magpies, and Brown imposing himself on the game and on Buckley. The champions at each other, Voss and Buckley. Fraser winning both of those ball-ups, but Black winning the footy. Awkward half volley for Brown. Voss gives it back to him. Cole. Good percentage kick, although nothing there. Slippery ground, just a little bit of rain falling half an hour before the first bounce. And it brought Martin Pike undone there.
And Walker up in the goal square for the Magpies. They've started with the tall forward line, Tarrant, Rocker and Walker. Darryl White, his opponent. We saw Walker kick a very important goal at full forward for the Magpies up against the Swans.
Fair bit of smoke around at the MCG too. I wonder what that's all about. We'll check that. Just at the city end of the ground.
Jono, what's that?
There it is.
I know this is going to be hot. I'm not sure whether it's coming off the heat of this battle.
Down it goes. Half forward flank, lines into attack, hard at the bottom of the pack. And we'll have another bounce.
Thanks, Hardy.
And captain's going head to head.
Out of the back.
Just to let him know he's around, that's okay.
Bounce down again. Keating, cleverly done, into space. Hard to run onto it, it is 250th. He decides to square it up to the tip of the goal square. No mark. Hart Sockers, point.
Gee, we just saw a great example of Clark Keating's dominance with the big hit. He doesn't just drop it down at the feet. He gets that ball travelling 8-10 metres forward. And that's a big play by Brisbane to have the ruckman knock it long into space.
The smoke's getting heavier, isn't it?
And James Clement kicking to the smoky end of the ground. It's a bizarre sight. Doesn't use his great kicking length here. Slots it to Wakeland. who has managed to come up for the game after hurting himself last week, and Cloak, who missed the grand final last year and has his chance to taste finals and big finals this year. Woden out of Buckley, almost lost in the haze out on the southern side. It's extraordinary. Into the hot spot. Tarrant trying to get into the contest. Brisbane free kick. Brown working his way into the back half.
Well, Jonathan Brown ran hard to cover Josh Fraser. Fraser will sneak into the Collingwood forward line as often as he can.
Brown kicks to the leading Voss. Handballs over the top to Lappin. He's tackled by Williams. Umpire lets it go. Great hands by Ackermanis to White, who puts it deep into attack. It's a beautiful kick and finds Lynch. 50 from goal. Lynch has the big wind-up. He goes for home with a massive kick.
It was an important play coming down the wing. Voss to Lappin, to White, to Lynch. Lovely kick by Darryl White. Just put it out to the advantage side of Alistair Lynch. He's at his best when he plays on, Lynch. He's not all that confident from a set shot. So he plays on, gets a bit of run up, and he's able to put it through. So good goal to Alistair Lynch.
Career goal number 578 to Alistair Lynch. Puts Brisbane a point in front after Collingwood opened with a goal. Fraser, brilliant piece of work. Finding his best career form at the right time in 2003. Tarrant. Now O'Brien. Just didn't make the contact he was after. Lepich to Pike. Old hands on deck for Brisbane. And here's Brown, who dominated the opening quarter when they met here late in the home and away season. Not this time. Throw in.
And Mel Michael playing on Anthony Rocker. So Lepich on Tarrant and Mel Michael on Rocker. Prestigiacomo got the big job on Jonathan Brown.
It is a very smoky MCG. It's developed the whole ground now as Lions force it forward. A little chip kick by Ashcroft. Ackermanis. And they'll have a throw in.
And as Robert Walls knows, the Lions are folk specialists, going back to that famous day in 1971 against Carlton, Rob.
Well, that was in the middle of winter, Tim. We couldn't see more than 30 metres in front of us. We played by sound.
We understand there's a big fireworks display at the rugby league match at Olympic Park. That's probably the reason. All the big fireworks are here though at the MCG. Don't worry about that.
Rocker getting his first feel of it in the Walker direction. Lepich took the mark, and just as well because Tarrant did the right thing and waited down front and square, but clean hands from Lepich. Now power, and Brisbane settling into a nice rhythm early. Below the members stand, witnessing its third last game of AFL footy. Now Darryl White, and they're queued up for him inside. This is Lappin, who will switch and in fact reverse virtually to Lepich, having a good feel of it early.
Handballs over the top to Copeland. Has room to move. That is a thumping kick deep into attack for Brisbane. Great play though by Wakeland to force his way to the front position with great strength. Good mark. Wakeland looks for O'Brien. Brown in front. Got the hard ball to Pike. To Ackermanis on that left boot. Slightly slews off the side of the boot. Bradshaw couldn't take the mark. His handball went into the hands of Cole. Cole got it to Wakeland, and the Magpies out of danger. Short kick on Rocker.
Like Jonathan Brown a moment ago at the other end, working his way deep into the back half. Collingwood's second most experience, gives it to one of the least in Kinnear, finding a slot late in the season. Brisbane by a point, still feeling each other out. Carefully placed by Kinnear and well placed for Buckley, who started the Magpies rolling. Giving Rocker plenty of time to get where he needs to be if Collingwood are going to make something of the build-up. Now umpire McBurney gives Buckley the hurry up here. Clement And now Wakeland, who's made a good start.
Just good skills, Tim. They are just keeping possession, bringing each other into the play, the Magpies. Last thing they want to do is kick it long to a contest.
Long kick. Oh, over the back, almost a spectacular effort by Cole. Johnson, though, mops up for Brisbane. To Lappin. Unusually poor kick. Prestigiacomo. Back after a knee injury. To Johnson. Now Lacuria on the wing. Long kick. Lepic has got to sit here. No mark. Johnson's there once again, though, to back up. Well played. Puts Copeland under the hammer. Still a Brisbane possession. Hurried kick to half forward. McGrath cleverly to Hart. 55 from goal. Penetrating kick. In front is Lynch. And he'll line up directly in front. 15 out for goal number 2.
They've just got enormous confidence in kicking the ball long to Alistair Lynch. Now, he's not going to mark everything, but he's just a powerful man and gives a strong contest. Shaun Hart on his favoured left boot centres it to the advantage side of Lynch. Catches Wakeland behind, and we'll see this all night. He'll take his fair share of marks, he'll kick his fair share of goals, but he'll bring a lot of ball to the ground for the Crummers to come through and take.
The oldest man in the AFL kicks his 64th goal from the season. The Lions get their second. Fair enough call from the umpire there.
Yeah, no mark. And good. Well, we just see Lynch setting himself back, and Wakeland takes his eyes off the ball. As soon as you do that, you are in trouble.
So after Collingwood kicked the first, Brisbane have opened up a 7-point lead, and the champions look steady. Keating getting the better of Fraser to Black. Just went for position with the hand pass. Copeland not able to get anything onto it. Keating having to fight in unfamiliar territory. Fraser doesn't mind it down there to Burns. This is good, but that's not so good. Straight to Lepic. The ball following him, and another mark that he might well have taken. Woden read Tarrant well. Brisbane there with numbers, but Kinnear makes a contest. A Brisbane free kick out.
Well, Rob, there's no doubt that shoulder injury is troubling Lepic. I reckon that's the reason he's dropped those 2 marks.
Yeah, well, the first one was pretty tough. You'd expect him to take it, but that was a sitter that he dropped there. He's going to have his hands full playing on Tarrant. Looking forward to seeing how that unfolds.
White runs the ball out to Bradshaw. And his kick is perfect to Power, who's had a terrific season. He wastes no time. A long kick once again inside 50. Brown slips over. Clement in front. Hart, quick kick out of the pack. Lynch might get another one. Well played, Wakeland.
Very well played, Shane Wakeland. Not to give a free kick away and to get a spoil on that football. Let's have a look at this spoil here by Wakeland. Comes back. Well done not to give a free kick. That is a tough situation to be in.
He was in desperate trouble. Keating, great knock. Hart's been tremendous early. Just about the best out there in this opening quarter. Fraser again. Fine work at ground level. A little ambitious though. Was that a legal disposal? Keating. And Lynch has got it again.
The strength, Tim. They were shoulder to shoulder and just a bit of a nudge. And Alistair Lynch able to dive to that front spot. And we see Lepic spilling a couple of marks on that half back line. He's got the glove on. Maybe he's got to get 2 on.
Gee, Brisbane have given Lynch a fistful of opportunities early. This should be his 3rd goal. And twice Wakeland has done very well in one-on-ones to deny him. So a flying start. It was Jonathan Brown last time. This time, it's Alistair Lynch who has 3, and the Lions lead by 13.
Just tries to do a bit too much there.
It was a throw, wasn't it?
It was a throw. Good effort there by the ruckman Keating to get boot to ball. Shaun Hart giving Lockham the run around. And
so the Lions by 13. Lynch has got 3. Black in the clinches, as always. Buckley, quick kick out of the pack. It's a good one. Back inside 50, Michael, the former Magpie.
Good play by Leppich to block Tarrant so he couldn't crash into Michael. That's experience.
They're peeling off nicely here, the Lions. As once again,
Thanks, Wowie.
they get an uncontested mark. Cross half back. This is Black. To the wing. Brown's the target. But nicely worked to the front by Cloak.
Cloak now playing on Brown. Prestigiacomo coming off. And Cloak adjusting his position from back flank to centre half back on Jonathan Brown. He asked the coach for the challenge to play on Jonathan Brown. Well, he's got it. Let's see how he goes.
Cloak looking for Rocker. No mark. Magpie fans furious. And we'll have a bounce.
I didn't think you controlled it, Anthony. Thanks, Shane, thanks.
The umpire said he didn't think he controlled it.
Gee, that's a mark.
That is a mark. No question. Big Anthony can't believe it.
Had it for a heck of a long time in slow motion, and umpire McBurney just compounds things with his bounce. Fraser to Tarrant, well done, Leppich. Here's Buckley, though. Lucuria just offline. Margin 2 goals.
Voss got a heavy knock. Seems okay.
He spent the first 12 minutes on the ball, Michael Voss, against Buckley. Then he pushed to the forward pocket for a few minutes. He won't play the entire quarters. Let's see what he does there. Oh, just an awkward slip and a clutch at the back of the knee.
But he's had knee problems too. Looks like he might be making his way up forward, Michael Voss. Let's have another look at this one with Michael Voss. Maybe more an ankle, perhaps.
Just slipped on that surface. Probably got the moulded stops in.
Power. To Ashcroft, Ackermanis, look at the acceleration and a driving kick inside 50. Voss is there. Wakeland backs himself, gets past Voss. That is superb play by Wakeland. He's had 3 goals kicked against him, but he's played well, and so it makes sense. As the Magpies go to the wing, Charman underneath it. Throw in.
Well, Michael Voss went to the forward pocket to have a bit of a spell after hurting his leg, and next minute the ball's on top of him. Good play by Wakeland to crash through.
Buckley 7 disposals so far. Yeah, Hart's got 5 for Brisbane.
And Lynch and Wakeland 2 and 3 on the rankings in the early part. Statistical analysis, obviously. Lucuria and Burns combining power. Tremendous tackle.
It was, Tim.
Mine, thanks.
I reckon Luke Power is the most improved player in that Brisbane team. He's played over 100 games, but he's gone up a notch. Good tackle.
He just looked a slip of a boy when he started with Brisbane, but he's a giant of a man if he keeps tackling like that. Pike, cool stuff by the 3 premiership veteran.
Well done, Cloak. 2 out of 2 to Cloak since he's been on Brown.
Kick's not all that flash to the wing. Kinnear got the front posse. Black on hands and knees. Fired it out to Power. Another long kick. Back inside Brisbane's 50. Brown over to McGrath. Goes into the pocket. Lynch on this occasion is behind Wakeland. What a contest that is.
And Mick Malthouse showing enormous confidence in Shane Wakeland. Alistair Lynch kicking 3 goals in this first quarter and sticking with his structure. Prestigiacomo coming off probably because he knows he can't play a full 100 minutes after being out of footy for 5 weeks.
Well done, Walker, arriving late. Cole just inside the line. No penetration in the kick, but nowhere to go, Black. Hart again. And Brisbane working hard, but Walker gets down low and holds them at bay.
Second metre, thanks. Thank you.
To Bill McDonald.
Jason, move out, Jason. Craigie.
You there, Bill?
Michael Voss has just come off the ground after sliding over a little earlier. Blake Caracella's come on, but at this stage, Michael Voss is just sitting on the bench. Not too much concern being shown for him.
Come out of there, Craigie.
Kinnear has the ball just outside defensive 50, and he finds Lucuria. We had such a wonderful final series last year. Buckley working hard as always.
Thank you.
This is disposal number 8 to Burns.
Gee, they used the ball well, the Magpies.
Long kick by Burns. Tarrant's there, so is Rocker. White gets the spoils. Sold the dummy, got caught, high advantage paid. Johnson's away for Brisbane. Got dealt with after the handball, advantage paid again. Black to half forward, Brown gets to the front. It's not out of question he could drill this. He's about 55 out from goal. No breeze to speak of.
Walker doing the ruck work for the Magpies. He's in the goal square in front of Lynch. You can see Walker down near the tip of the goal square. Wakeland on Lynch.
So 19 goals this season to Jonathan Brown. It looks like he's going to have a crack. From 55. Not quite. To behind. So it's Collingwood 1-1-7. Trailing Brisbane 3-2-20. 13 points in favour of the Lions. And then we go 21.5 in the first quarter.
Loney went a little early. The ball will have to come back. Started on the bench. Did Ryan Loney. Malthouse revamping the back half. Collingwood under some early pressure. And not finding the way home since Buckley kicked that goal in the opening minutes. Clement now for Lucuria. With Loney there to lay the shepherd. Again, though, missing the target. Brilliant half volley trapped by Hart to Power. Just lobbing it over the top for Black. Not successful. Woden to Lucuria. And the Magpies out of trouble. Tarrant this time. Is that 50? Against Copeland. And will bring Tarrant inside the 50.
And big Jamie Charman pulls the ankle. Leppich got lost. Charman tried to cover for Leppich. I had my eye on Tarrant for the last 2 minutes. He has covered 400 metres. He just runs and runs and runs. Leppich got lost.
Right there. Right there, Sharma. Mal out, please, Mal.
Chris Tarrant has kicked 47-41 for the year. So pretty much a 50% conversion rate. He's 35 metres out. Maggies get their second. So just 7 points of difference now as Tarrant took the mark and then got ankle tapped. And that was the reason for the 50.
Costly pull of the ankle.
It was so needless too, wasn't it? No value in it.
Michael Voss back in for this centre bounce. Lappin having a spell on the bench.
Badly needed goal for Collingwood. They're within 7 points. They'd be happy to be that close. Scotland overwhelmed. Fraser, though, been excellent. Buckley, just a high lob. The numbers with Collingwood. There's a push, though. Brisbane free kick.
Yeah,
That's Copeland.
Dynac into the back of Copeland.
Brisbane's dominance through the body of this first quarter, probably warranting more than a 7-point lead. Collingwood well in touch. Landing about 40 out. Walker the big fist. Lucuria reading it perfectly. Now Wowo. Shaw, who likes to run. Good kick for Tarrant. Good hands. Brilliant play, Tarrant. Collingwood dangerous here. Rocker. Well done, Michael. Rocker appealing for the deliberate out. He won't get it.
Ben Kinnear watches on.
Yeah, Lee Matthews has got some thinking to do, because at the moment Tarrant's got the better of Lepich. Last time they played, Bradshaw played on Tarrant and did a particularly good job. At the moment, Tarrant's playing as a forward, playing on Clement, and is struggling to get a kick. So perhaps Lepich to the forward line, Bradshaw back onto Tarrant.
Handball fed out. But Black's going nowhere.
Thanks, Blackie.
He just covers the ground, this man, and gets out in front, and you can see the work that he does as a forward. He's just become the complete package now, Chris Tarrant.
White for the Lions. That's a free kick to Collingwood at half forward.
Cloak having a fair bit of it early. Oh, well taken by Charman. Now White linking up well in the back half. Bradshaw having to come up beyond the centre to snare a kick. That's ambitious for Copeland. And Didak held his ground well. Buckley surprised him. Didak on the wrong side. And he doesn't like using it, but he uses it to pretty good effect. And finds first season player Locken, who's played every game.
Yeah, Tarrant's got off Lepich again. Charman's responsible for Tarrant. If they can get it in quick to Tarrant.
Scotland, clever little chip to Clement. Here's a chance for Tarrant. Robert Walls has called it. Tarrant's got the sit from behind, but taking the mark in front is Bradshaw.
Lee Matthews has made the move. He's pushed Bradshaw back, and Lepich has been told to go forward.
Daniel Bradshaw. Been a jack of all trades this year. Had some big games up forward and played some valuable roles in defence. Power. Finds Mal Michael. Man who played 61 games in black and white colours. Pike gets clean bowled. So less than a minute remaining of game time in the first term. It's the Lions by 7 points. Lappin and Keating sitting on the bench at the moment.
Charman and Walker. Scotland just finding Licuria. Now O'Brien forced the wrong way. Shaw. Johnson. Well done, Collingwood. Great composure under pressure. Woden the target, but two against him.
Yeah, Bradshaw being moved back into defence. Actually, Bradshaw's now going to Buckley. Buckley having a bit of a breather in the forward pocket. Lepich is pushed back again onto Tarrant. Tarrant sitting in the goal square for the Magpies. Last 8 or 10 minutes, it's been all Collingwood.
Fraser got first hand on it. Scotland fed it out to Woden from 48 metres. Shane Woden doesn't make the distance, and Copeland decides to go safety first and concedes a rush behind. Goal the difference at the MCG.
Brownlow medalists Woden and Black pitted against each other. Ashcroft finds Pike here, who is never likely to win a Brownlow, but he has 3 premiership medals. Bradshaw. Now Ashcroft. Game number 316 for the veteran. And he'll have the ball when the siren sounds to close the first stanza of this qualifying final. Brisbane the better of it, but only marginally. They take a 1-goal lead to quarter time.
I think Mick Malthouse would be well satisfied with that first quarter, Tim. It looked as if Brisbane were going to blow the game away in the first 15-16 minutes, but in the last 10 minutes we saw the Magpies settle down, and Tarrant looms dangerous across that half-forward line. Buckley having a terrific first quarter, and Collingwood just getting plenty of possessions. They really did chip the ball around, brought each other into the play, so very even at the moment.
Quarter time at the MCG in this qualifying final, live and exclusive on Network 10. It is the Lions leading the Magpies by 1 goal.
Has made. Bradshaw has gone to centre half back on Tarrant. That's freed Leppich up at the moment. He hasn't got an opponent. Leppich is important to them as a free player, but Bradshaw did a pretty good job on Tarrant when they played against each other a month back.
Got a loose man of defence at the moment, the Magpies, as we start this second term. Charman. Handball went straight to Loney, who put Collingwood inside 50. Tarrant gets there first. Sweeping handballs, a beauty to Buckley, who loves these from a standing start. That is sensational. You see him do it so many times, makes it look easy, but it ain't.
What was sensational was the quickness of Tarrant to take that bouncing ball, get away from Bradshaw and fire off the handball. Super play there by Chris Tarrant. Just in the background, Lachlan puts a block on, just gives Buckley a little bit of time and space to steady and a couple of steps, and he's able to thump it through. But Buckley knows that it was Tarrant who set that up.
And the champion has kicked the first goal of both quarters thus far, and now he wins it out of the middle as Collingwood are looking for the lead. Lachlan, quick hands, Woden. Brisbane have it covered. Did have it covered. Collingwood free kick. No, umpire Allen, after calling advantage, now brings it back. It's the Magpies ball. O'Brien putting it out in front of Walker. Oh, and he just had Ackermanis bounce off him. That would have been a big goal morale-wise. He couldn't quite finish it. The Magpies are a point in front.
Cock that.
As Merv Williams used to say at the boxing, it's like throwing cream puffs at the Titanic.
Well, I know the big fella Walker wanted it more than Ackermanis did.
They're launching their assault here, the Magpies, you get the feeling. Johnson short to Black.
Right there, Ryan!
Keating prepares to come on. Black to Ashcroft.
Thanks, Alan.
And his kick finds Leppich. So Brisbane build here. Switch to the southern stand side, and Mel Michael's got it. To Brown. And that's a free kick.
Look around, Bernie. Look around.
No doubt about that one.
Well, he made him earn it. That's okay.
Jonathan Brown short to White, who's right on 50. Just beyond his distance, you'd think. And that's a very ordinary kick. Straight down the throat of Woden. Turnover. Collingwood. Looking for Didak as Woden's kick, but he's picked off by Mel Michael. Another throw in.
And there's Jason Cloak getting what he wanted, playing on the playmaker for the Lions, Jonathan Brown.
This match at an early crossroads. It was Brisbane for much of the first quarter, but Collingwood right back in it by the end of the term. And at the moment, the Magpies playing with a sniff. Scotland. Good pressure, though, from the Lions. Ackermanis to Black. And Brown. Again, a long way from goal. Moving it quickly. Ackermanis lost it. Brilliantly done by Acker. Power the chance.
Scores on him. just not sure what Luke Powell was doing there, Tim. Was he having a shot or was he trying to set it up? I don't know what Acker's doing either. And this kick, it was a little bit each way. He really didn't go for the goals. Playing well by Woden.
He's got the football and he drives it long. That was his 7th disposal and he hits Cloak on the chest. To the running Scotland. To Didak. Scores level in the qualifying final. Up for grabs tonight. There's a spot in the preliminary final. Buckley leads the way with disposals. He's got 13. Thumped forward by Locken. Gains about 20 metres for his team.
Charman and Keating will share the ruck responsibilities.
Lepic will contest this one against Fraser. Woden.
Those guys have fell forward, Shane. No, I thought you fell forward and you brought him with you. Coming straight out the back.
Lappin scrambling a kick out of it. Hasn't been an influential player yet. Ackerman is trying to be at the moment. Hart been good. Brown, well done by the big man. Into an open 50. Pressure on Wakeman. Lynch not able to get back, but McGrath does. And kicks a brilliant goal. The steadier for Brisbane. Again, they're in front.
Well, it was just a super bit of speed. We see Ackermanis brought down by Johnson. Alistair Lynch is gobbled up by his teammate there. I don't think Alistair would win a stall gift, but Ken McGrath used that pace and then slides it through. Clever kick. And he's taken the spot of Craig McRae and doing it very nicely. Just interesting with Keating doing the ruck work. After the centre bounce, Keating's been pushing forward and Lepic has been doing the ruck work in the defensive half. Interesting.
Well, that's exactly what McGrath's in the team for, and he didn't disappoint then. Brown tries to bust open the pack. Did it beautifully to Ackermanis, who's producing some interesting football at the moment. He gathers to centre half forward. Oh, great kick to Brown. Onto the left boot. Jonathan Brown into the goal square. Lynch will shepherd it through. Just when you think the Lions are being challenged, they go bang, bang.
And hasn't he lifted his game, Jonathan Brown? On the left boot. Good work by Lynch. Good work by Lynch. And Wakeland looking for a free kick. None there. Close? I don't think so, Tim. Gee, that last centre bounce, Brown came in at 1,000,000 miles per hour.
Fraser, good clean hand, but Keating brilliantly to the breakaway. Lappin, Brisbane on a roll here. Wakeland in good posse. Lynch making the spoil and McGrath keeping it in. Collingwood's defence under pressure. Strong stuff, Fraser.
Oh, yeah. That's the worst position to play in, I reckon, Tim, as a ruckman. Geez, they earn their money. Some people say they don't. I'm sure they do. How'd you like to be jumping like that with people coming into you?
Lynch and Wakeland rucking. Here's Voss. McGrath once more, well tackled by Clark. McGrath, the least experienced player in the Brisbane side, just 28 games. They have 17 of 22 who have played more than 100.
Chris Scott still yet to come on the field. No doubt they're nursing him.
Handy play to have up your sleeve, that's for sure. Fraser's the clearing kick. Pike. A little bit of soccer. Scotland. Rocker against Michael. Now Buckley. Trying to get it to Woden unsuccessfully. Black was desperate as always. Socket off the ground by Rocker. It was a good one. Didak couldn't control it, but he has another crack. Well played, Didak. Got the handball to Tarrant. who backs into heavy traffic. Now he's caught.
Chris, just hold up and let him get easy, Mel, easy! Play your ball. Right out, move it.
Lappin goes sideways to Leppich.
Collingwood flooding back, which gives Leppich free rein and free run. Bradshaw, Leppich still coming. Brisbane playing with confidence at the moment, but there's Cloak, who doesn't seem to be a young footballer with much self-doubt.
Brisbane had the last 6 inside 50, so the momentum has swung their way. Cloak spare man in defence for Magpies at the moment. They'd be happy with that. What they wouldn't be happy with is that Leppich is the spare man in defence for the Lions.
Chris Tarrant has taken his 4th mark. Not a lot to kick to now. Fraser provides the lead. And he gets there just in time. Pikey complaining it wasn't a mark, but it's been out of line there. As the switch is on to Wakeland, who's got plenty of space on the wing. Long kick looking for Rocker. Nudged beautifully by Mel Michael.
Gee, that was too easy, wasn't it? Anthony's got to be stronger than that. Leppich, the spare man.
And there he is with the ball. Takes it outside his defensive 50. He's taken Rocker on. Ackermanis in support. Left foot kick is long, but Cloak on this occasion, in fact it's Clement, outmarks Brown. Short to Fraser, he's found some space. He's got a little one over the top. That's where he goes, to Rocker.
Right there, Luke.
Half forward flank. Even by his lofty standards, he's too far out.
Yeah, Buckley in the goal square on Lappin, and in a one-on-one marking contest, Buckley would beat Lappin.
Rocker, that's good patience. And the Courier finally finds some space.
They do that beautifully, the Magpies. Little chip passes into the 50, and they got what they wanted, Stephen. You called it. They are the best at doing this. Buckley should have a shot.
He's kicked it from here before.
He should have a shot. And Lappin would not like playing that role of defender on Buckley in the defensive 50 for Brisbane.
To your right! To your right!
Just edging out a little.
Steve McBurney onto it. I reckon Buckley's a 50-50 chance from there.
And from on the 50. Just offline. Magpie fans over in the other pocket were starting to rise from their seats. The margin is 11 points Brisbane's way.
He was daring the umpire to call play on, and he did. Called his bluff.
Didn't miss by a lot.
So the Lions start things again.
Fine there, Chris, fine there.
We're in front by 11 points. Copeland. Comes off as Mel Michael takes the mark. To Leppich. And now back to Copeland. So the Lions have got the switch on now as Copeland chooses the members' side. To Ashcroft, the old 1-2, back to Copeland. To Keating.
And Keating playing pretty much across the half-forward line. I think part of that might be to try to drag Josh Fraser away from the midfield action.
Burns on for O'Brien for the Magpies. So Keating against Fraser. Keating with strength, knocks it forward. Hart, who had a great start to this game. Ackermanis, can he keep it in? He can! Jason Ackermanis has kicked one of the goals of the season! What a start!
Well, he is a star, and no fluke. He just keeps the ball in. The body's outside the line. He holds the ball in. Acker will love this. And that is not an easy goal. From that position for a right footer, he would have less than a metre to aim at, and he has put it through.
And as much as anyone, he's lifted in this second quarter, and the Collingwood coach has some problems as Brisbane make a break. 17 points. And Keating wins to Black. And here's Ackermanis again. Can't quite get to the drop. But Brown's a great ally. Just missed the oncoming Black. And Johnson's on the break for the Magpies. Buckley, brilliantly collected low down. Scotland to Burns. Good move this. The Collingwood veteran has his problems now. And Johnson's got him. Tarrant. Placing it for Woden. Hart did well to make the spoil. Loney. Well wrapped up. Here's Voss. Now McGrath down in the back half. Good effort. Sets up hard. Tremendous shepherd laid. And Brisbane are away. Acker's got it. Can he go all the way? He's on fire. He doesn't try and go all the way. He might wish he had done. Clement in the way. Collingwood though coming unstuck here. McGrath. Voss now. Thought about it to Notting. Ackermanis waits down. He doesn't have to. Because the Giants, the behemoth, Jonathan Brown, can line them up.
Oh, what a beauty. He takes it on his chest, leaps early, eyes on the ball, full of courage. And not a strong effort there by Shane Wakeland. The Ackermanis kick, he did the right thing. He tried to centre it, and he just didn't get enough height on the ball. But the pressure put on by the Brisbane forwards to keep that ball in and get another shot towards the goal square was fantastic. And this is the break that they're after.
For a 23-point lead. Big moment this. We've got a perfect view. And we know that it hasn't troubled the scorers. Brisbane still by 17. A reprieve for Collingwood.
So Clement marks in the back pocket. Past the halfway mark of the second term. Just when Collingwood looked threatening early in this quarter. Brisbane have taken control. Wakeland looking for Buckley. Lapham's up to the task. Nathan Buckley 16 disposals. Brown's got 14. And Ackermanis 10 for Brisbane.
Brisbane bench, Martin Pike just been taken off. Carousella not had much game time. Interesting, Chris Scott has had none.
About to come on. Lions have it at half forward. Keating slaps it forward. Burns is there for the Maggies. Scotland. And now Hart. So a throw in as Black is coming off for a rest, and Chris Scott comes into the game for the first time tonight.
Well, 17-minute mark of the second quarter, Chris Scott on. We can see Lepage, he's just patrolling that defensive 50. He's had 9 disposals. First quarter, he only had a couple. He's picked up 7 in the second quarter, just doing his own thing in defence.
Boy, haven't Brisbane lifted in midfield.
I think Buckley's unhappy. Buckley did that because Chris Scott had a knee in the head of Woden. We will be able to see it.
From my side, I didn't see anything.
Well, you didn't see it, umpire, but we did. Now, he was the aggressor, Chris, and he's been rewarded.
He's made a good start. Lynch couldn't get into the contest.
And we might have a look at Woden. Oh, well.
Just a little left knee.
Just letting him know that he's on the ground.
Crucial time this. Collingwood have to hold firm. Brisbane throwing everything at them. Keating getting on top in the ruck. Buckley has it covered. Lucuria and Scotland. Oh, that was late. From Tim Notting. Relay free kick.
That's the second hard crunch we've seen from Notting in the last 5 minutes.
He's reported it, has he?
He was fed too late for charging.
Stop for a minute. I'm reporting him for charging, okay? Do you understand? Hang on. No, not you. Who's up, mate? He didn't knock you that hard. You're not knocked out, are you?
Just saw the first hit on Richard Cole. That was quite fair. This one was too late.
Play on! Yours!
So Clement. Beautiful kick. Lions flexing their muscle perhaps a little too much.
5th mark to Tarrant.
Yours!
Good hard running from Richard Cole.
And that running, Stephen, came from behind Tarrant. Tarrant took the mark 70 metres out. Richard Cole ran from behind him into the forward 50. And they should just settle this fella down to have a shot.
I didn't see Chris put a knee in. Thanks. Don't push, you're just running the risk, both of you, okay?
Chris got to be loving it.
Thanks.
So Richard Cole has kicked 5 goals this season. And he's way offline. He's loving it, Chris Scott. He's had a... Was that a charge?
Fine there.
Line ball.
It was... There's the report. So nothing's in the book.
I think it's worthwhile reporting and let the umpire decide in 24 hours' time whether he wants to withdraw the report or not.
Wouldn't think Darren Goldspeak would withdraw. He'll make the appointment at the tribunal.
Lappin has Zackermanis in the corridor. Zackermanis playing a lively and inspiring second quarter. Now Michael. Copeland. Zackermanis again, chalking up the stats, well into double figures. Oh, hospital ball for Lappin. Copeland again now. Lynch with 2 against him. Tried to outmark them hard, trying to get it to Keating. Cole low to Rocker. And Lucuria. Cole again. Tried to go through Johnson.
He is a tough boy, Richard Cole. And Johnson did well to hold him up. He was on the charge. And he just hung on. Pretty physical game, getting very willing. Collingwood have just pushed numbers right back. I think Mick Malthouse realises.
Decisions that confuses fans, but the ruling is that Rocker was just blocking Keating's run.
Collingwood just got all of their numbers back. Mick Malthouse realises he cannot let Brisbane get another goal before half-time.
Clark Keating, long kick into the goal square, hoping for the best. The fist came from Cloak. McGrath. Voss. Left foot snap across the face of goal.
And Prestigiacomo in picture, just come back onto the ground, playing on Jonathan Brown. So there's Presti, good to see him out there. Now the umpire just considered that Rocker blocked the run of Keating.
They contest again, Keating leaning into Rocker, well done by the Collingwood man. Down to his captain, drawing the tackler. Oh, Collingwood ambitious, knocking, should nail it. Doesn't. They might rue that. They lead by 17. It should have been 22.
Right at the back of picture, right at the end, you can see Lepage by himself in the defensive 50 for Brisbane. Mick Malthouse content to let that happen for this quarter.
Clement gets the hurry out. Oh, he looks for Shaw. Coming in was Scott. In fact, it was Hart. And, they're doing their best to muck this up, Collingwood, and in the end they're forced to concede another rush behind. Gee, they're under pressure, the Magpies. It's 3 goals the difference.
Josh Fraser having a spell on the half-forward flank. Darryl White keeping a tight rein on him.
Loney using his kicking power here. Buckley again has opened it up for himself. Brilliant left-hander to Burns. This is Collingwood's best move for a long time. Brisbane with numbers. Fraser valiant. Kinnear held, was he? Hit stiff. Magpie fans reckon he might have earned a free there.
It's a good effort there by Josh Fraser. Had control of the ball with one hand and fending White off with the other.
Right in front of the Collingwood cheer squad too. Throw in. Chance for the Magpies, but it's all Brisbane here. Johnson couldn't trap it. But eventually they get out of danger. Lepic to Bradshaw to Power. Luke Power chips short to Chris Scott. Scott goes inboard, back to Copeland, who's played a pretty decent game. Long kick, it's a good one too by Copeland, but Brown's got to beat three of them.
Yeah, Anthony Rocket doing the ruck work with Fraser up forward.
Wait, Mark's here. Sorry, thanks.
Cop a poke in the eye perhaps, or a knock from Cole. Nothing too serious. Cole now finds Scotland. Loney, awkward for him. Scotland again. Now Buckley will have to be good here. Well done, Johnson, just fiddling the ball out, giving Notting a chance. Shaw over the top of him. And Notting's done pretty well there with the numbers against him. Long time since Collingwood have kicked one. Buckley, of course, in the opening minute of the quarter. Since then, it's been pretty much all the Lions.
Gee, Chris Scott and Nathan Buckley having a bit of a to-do on the wing.
Quick kick out of the pack by Fraser. There are the two men in question. Bounce beats them both. Now Scott gets there. Little underground handball was good to Notting. Now Copeland. And Prestigiacomo smashes it over the line. Still going at it.
Nathan Buckley, 19 disposals. Chris Scott, just the one or two, and he's got the jaw set, has Scotty.
Jarman against Fraser. Third man in was White. Voss, who since slipping over and hurting a knee or an ankle, just hasn't moved at 100%. But 60% Michael Voss is better than most mere mortals.
Gee, goals are hard to come by. Close checking game.
Collingwood's season's average has been 15.2 goals, but against Brisbane 9.5. They have not been able to shake the shackles. They do here. Heath Scotland to Tarrant.
Good kick, because if he went long, Lepic was there to take the easy mark. Scotland smart.
But off the ball, Scott and Buckley again.
You had hold of his arm. You had hold of his arm. You had hold of his arm. You had hold of his arm.
Scott is loving it.
And Buckley is incandescent.
And I reckon Goldspink's enjoying it too.
Collingwood need this. Tarrant delivers and cuts it to 12 points. They've had only 2 goal kickers.
Let's have a look at this. This is a terrific kick by Heath Scotland. And the big boys have set themselves up at the centre bounce. Voss and Buckley in there again.
2 to Tarrant. Collingwood cut the margin back to 12 points. Brisbane have dominated the turn. Here go the Magpies again, inside attacking 50. Gee, another one here would be really handy before the major break. White. Good tackle by Club. It's 45 out from Collingwood's goal.
And this was when Chris Scott first came on. The knee on the head of Woden. Buckley gets in there to protect his teammate. Umpire says, I'll give a free kick to Chris Scott, and have a look at that. He's very happy with the result.
Here's another chance for the Magpies. Tarrant one out with Bradshaw. It might bounce through. And all of a sudden, Collingwood right back in the contest.
Well, it's been a low-scoring game, and 2 goals in the space of 60 seconds. And Scotty Burns gets the quick handball out. Ben Johnson on the left boot. His critics say he can't kick. Well, cop that.
An unlikely goal kicker for the Magpies. Ben Johnson, brilliant left foot effort. Bradshaw not getting a fingernail onto it. Just a goal in it. Collingwood would be well pleased to be so close. Could they be levelled by half-time? Loney. Rocker, not quite. Michael's been his master. Good tackle by Tarrant. Magpie fans wanting a result, not getting it here.
God almighty. Next pass.
Ball up. 45 out from Collingwood's goal. Michael comes in. Smashes it to half-back. Woden gets there first. Great tackle laid by Voss. Caracella sees it over the line.
There's plenty of times we've seen Brisbane getting the third man up in the ruck contest, coming over the top.
Charman against Fraser. Charman got a fist on it. Back of the pack is Burns. To Fraser, who's got Buckley in support, but he's not quick enough to get the handball away. He's pinged. Here's the last chance for Brisbane before the break. Jonathan Brown. Two men get back on Lynch, but Brown kicks to him anyway. Lynch, but coming up in front is Cole. The handball was a little sloppy, but Clement's there as Cole runs away with the football. Too far.
That's the flavour of the week. We saw it twice last night in Perth, and we saw it there. No doubt umpires have been told, clamp down on players carrying the ball more than 15 metres.
And listen to the Collingwood fans here at the MCG. As at half-time, it is Brisbane in front in this qualifying final by 1 goal.
And the reason we're getting all of those boos, Collingwood supporters reckon they've been hard done by. Free kicks, 3-11 in favour of the Lions.
In fact, make it 3-12. Because that was a free kick there for running too far. So 12-3. They'll tear the stands down.
Another interesting stat, in that quarter they kicked 3 goals, 3 apiece, which is a great result for Collingwood because in general play, Brisbane had a big edge.
Half-time at the MCG in the qualifying final. It's the Brisbane Lions leading the Collingwood Magpies by 1 straight kick.
Don't wanna be a fool or in your side, good woman. Always be the one to make you cry. Don't wanna be the guy, good woman. 'Cause you deserve everything and I got nothing so leave.
Determined in the championship quarter, or are we destined to go to the wire?
I suspect the latter.
Gee, again, Lepage playing loose man in defence.
Keating against Fraser. Little deft touch by Fraser, but only as far as Voss. He couldn't get a kick away. Hart to Power. Lappin is tackled well by Woden. Hart in again. Shaw wraps him up. Bounce.
Going straight back out.
Tighten the clinches there.
Jason Cloak being moved forward, playing on a half-forward flank.
Take on like that.
Lions force it forward. Ball spills to Voss. Hasn't got a clear path. Forced a handball. Lynch. Oh, well done, Cole. Improving with every match. Was it deliberate? Lions say yes. If they gave that one to Brisbane, they would tear the stand down, I reckon, the Collingwood fans.
Ben Johnson running with Ackermanis at the back of the ruckman.
Yep, once again, it's Keating and Fraser. Keating with strength on that occasion. Smashed it forward, but Burns got there first. Kicks to half forward. Big pack fly.
And we can see Jason Cloak there, number 34, playing at half forward. Darryl White, his opponent. Big Keating in the ruck. He will do this. This is about his only ruck tactic. Bash it your way. Simple but effective.
He's the modern-day answer to Mick Nolan, the galloping gasometer.
You'll see you.
He might be a little bit more nimble than Mick. I reckon Jason Cloke will enjoy playing in the forward line. He's a strong mark and he's a courageous player, so he'll fly for everything in the air.
Buckley has kicked an early goal in each of the first 2 quarters. The arm wrestle on early in the third. Michael doing well to squeeze the hand pass for power on his wrong side, but uses the right adeptly. Nick Nolan well beaten by Josh Fraser, who clears for Collingwood. Michael there with the big fist again. Brown, biggest possession earner for Brisbane. Copeland. Keating, well handled by Fraser again. Cole, now Shaw, a 2 against him. Kept his cool under pressure, but Brisbane with numbers. Voss gives away the free, but disappointed with that.
The Magpie fans reckon it's all right. They've got a free kick.
They put it back to the southern stand side where Kinnear takes the mark. He's got Buckley on. He always uses it well into the forward pocket. Couldn't find his target in Rocker though. Well spoilt by the Brisbane defence. Bradshaw mops up. Leppich to Ashcroft. Now Lappin. Into the middle, and Brown yet another disposal.
One, Simon, thanks.
Well, we've got 2 centre-half forwards who just continually present in Brown and Tarrant. It's just terrific to watch them play.
Jonathan Brown, 17th disposal coming up. He's taken 6 marks. Kick 1 goal 1. Copeland pops it over the top to Marcus Ashcroft. Long kick, looking for Lynch. This time Wakeland wins out. And his kick finds Scotland. Prestigiacomo.
Right there, Justin. Right there, Justin. Play on.
Handballs back into the corridor to Johnson. The little give to Scotland. Oh, on the lead now is Cloke. Can he get there? No, he can't. Rocker against Michael. Tap. Favoured Buckley. Ashcroft is there. Johnson. Oh, here's a go on the rebound. There's 2 Lions loose. Hakamanis is the first man to get there. He's got Brown in support, but he'll go longer into the pocket, looking for Lynch.
Well, he went wide. He went wide because there were 2 Brisbane players in the forward 50 and 6 Magpies. So he just couldn't bring the ball into the central corridor because there were too many Collingwood players there. And this is what Lee Matthews has decided. Buckley, 20 disposals in the first half. We cannot let that happen in the second. So Sean Hart has been given the tight tag job.
Keating running under it. Johnson to Burns. Beautifully done to Cole. And Collingwood rebound. Now Kinnear. An open 50, just 4 players in there as Kinnear looks deep. Dab short. Scotland. Incredibly tense game. The loser will find it very tough to get back into the premiership race. Now Shaw off half back. Buckley
Got away from Sean Hart. Buckley will set it to the top of the square.
where Cloke is unattended. Michael arrives. Copeland for Lappin. Yes, good acceleration. Backed himself, measured it off well, and placed it just about perfectly.
Well, he got what he wanted, didn't he? He got 65 metres, and O'Brien getting a rub on the buttock.
Been going 5 minutes in this third term. No scorers yet. It's still a goal the difference. Keating against Fraser. Smack bang on the wing. Fraser one out. Pike got a pretty ordinary bounce. Loney kept his feet, which was important, and got the handball off to Johnson. Free kick for holding the man. Johnson just a little handball before.
Continued on with the tackle far too long.
So Ben Johnson, who kicked an incredible goal in the second term.
Yeah, Leppich sitting way back behind these players, waiting for the long kick in, and they won't kick it long.
He'll go to Cloak.
I think this is a really good move by Mick Malthouse, because all the emphasis will go on Tarrant and Rocker, and it just frees Jason Cloak up to become a marking target in the forward 50. Can he finish off? Tim, you've got all the stats. Has he kicked any goals this year? 1.
And 3 in his career.
Well, his father would be no certainty from there, that's for sure.
Well, his father kicked plenty, and that's not a bad-looking kick, just fades at the last moment. He had stuck him into some of the old-timers, Robert.
Couldn't quite hypnotise at home. It's the first score of the quarter. Now Lappin again, doing some running with the ball in this third term. Sitting it up for Lepic. Rocker had front position. Black now. Just managing to get it around the corner, but not enough. So Collingwood's ball.
Michael Voss spending a lot of time in the forward 50.
Prestigiacomo, just his third use of the ball for the night. 2 of them in this quarter. Johnson. Here comes Cloak again. Well played by Lynch. To White. Now for Ashcroft. And the old legs get in there to the drop of the ball. Now Brown.
Presents again out in front of Presti.
Voss with the run at it. Got the hands on it. Hasn't been his night. Burns to Scotland, to Clement. Collingwood playing reasonably assured football at the moment. And here's the man to do the damage. Buckley weaves inboard and delivers perfectly to his midfield Lieutenant Lucuria.
Josh Fraser, if he goes long, he's got Fraser. Poor kick.
And Copeland able to mark it. So still just the 1-minor score in more than 7 minutes of footy.
It is an arm wrestle. They're going from one end of the ground to the other. And again, we see the break, and they chip it. Both teams chip it, and then they turn it over once they get it into their forward 50s, because each team's flooding back on the other.
Michael into the middle, finds Hart. He's got the job on Buckley. Inside 50, Brown. Oh, well done. Simon Prestigiacomo. Good strength to Shaw. Now to Rocker. He's got O'Brien running on, but he ignores him and goes to Fraser. Now O'Brien might get the receive. Fraser over the top. Here's good running for O'Brien. Might be rewarded with a goal. He has a shot. It's into the goal square. Tarrant's got to beat 2. He might just do it. He swings around on the left. Chris Tarrant has hit the post. What a wonderful goal that would have been.
Gee, it was a good effort.
Twisting and turning.
It was a wonderful effort. And almost pulled it back. Just caught the inside of the goalpost.
Ashcroft short to Lappin. Just get the feeling the arm wrestle might be tilting ever so marginally Collingwood's way. They're having slightly the better of it here. Black now, steering it forward. Rocker in the way. Still it's Brisbane in front, but Collingwood setting up more chances. Scotland to Lockham. Again, the 50 is wide open, but there's nothing there for the Magpies.
Well, both teams have just flooded back extra players in their defence, so it's then brought out. We've played 11 minutes into this third quarter. Neither team has kicked a goal. Both coaches have a defensive mindset, got extra players behind the ball, and that's why goals are worth double their value the way this game's being played.
It is an extraordinary contest at the moment. Lappin missed the target. O'Brien can cash in, but he doesn't. And still, Brisbane lead.
Golden opportunity there, and goals are so scarce. He knows he's blown it.
Inside 50s this quarter. 7 Collingwood, 6 Brisbane.
Blood rule.
Yep, Johnson off for Brisbane.
Chris Scott. No, he's not going on. Caracella will replace Johnson. And that gives Ashcroft time to go back and take the ball. He's their best kicking player if Johnson's not there.
decides the short option to Copeland. Disposal number 13 is a poor one. Running over it was Josh Fraser. Copeland did well to smother. Lappin sold the dummy. Now can he use the ball better this time? It's a good kick to Brown. Wastes no time.
8th mark to Brown.
Ackermanis. Pike. It's about 35 metres out from Brisbane's goal. Copeland was a poor kick, but he made amends with the smother.
Good effort there by Copeland to get the smother on.
Brisbane by 3 points. Jonathan Brown is certainly doing his job.
Chris Johnson getting his nose plugged.
It'll be Rocker against Keating.
Gee, a lot of players around the ball. Bashes it forward towards their goal. That's his go.
Clement gets there first for the Maggies. So halfway mark of the third term. Brisbane 41 lead Collingwood 38.
3 behinds Collingwood, nothing Brisbane in this quarter. And the Magpies could have done better than that. Brisbane have scarcely looked like scoring. Can they do something here? Brown, now Lappin, who's having a lot of it in this quarter. That is a wonderful kick. The Lions by 9 points. And just as Collingwood clung on through much of the first half, Brisbane have done it thus far in the third quarter.
And again, Jonathan Brown, the playmaker, raced in, took the footy, got the handball off to Lappin. And 13 and a half minutes into this third term, we get our first goal. Chris Scott on the bench, barely had any game time at all. And Leppich is pushed forward. And Richard Cole going to pick him up. And that is a real worry. Cloak's been told to get down there, so Cloak out of Collingwood's forward line into defence on Leppich.
Power puts Brisbane back inside 50. Long kick. Wakeland got a fist on it. Clement. Quick left foot kick is good. Burns. Kinnear against Copeland. He's been very good in defence, Copeland. 14 disposals, 8 marks.
And we'll just see Keating again. Does he get the big belt forward? So much bigger than Fraser. Over the top wide.
Burns got pushed fair and square in the back. To Woden, who's been quiet. This is just his 8th touch.
Gee, Tarrant on a lead.
Fraser kicks in his direction. Tarrant wastes no time, plays on. Back to Woden. Now, little pass into the pocket. Copeland sees it safely over the line.
I think the Magpies just have to be prepared to kick it long and high to Rocker every now and again. They're just trying to pinpoint around that boundary line. If you had Anthony Rocker in your sights, why not go for him? Over the top again.
Power on the end of it, just couldn't get his boot to it. Woden, well wrapped up. Pike. Now Black. Lappin. Voss with a big job here. Clement led him to the ball. Michael Voss not himself tonight.
No, he's not, Tim. And he spent most... This is the third man up. It's a ploy that Brisbane have used all night. Mel Michael over the top. We've seen Darryl White do it on occasions. Carousella as well. Michael Voss not 100% fit and spent most of this third term in the forward 50.
Buckley breaks the tag. Kicks in the Kinnear direction, stuck out the right mitt, didn't stick. White looks for Brown again. Leading possession getters in the game. Buckley's got 25, Scotland 18 for Collingwood. For Brisbane, 20 to Brown and 18 to Lappin.
Well, Buckley was averaging 10 disposals in the first and second quarters. Hart restricted into 5 in this third term.
Lappin, quick kick, it's touched. Lepic tries to tap it to McGrath unsuccessfully. Lynch into the pocket.
And we might see at this next boundary throw-in, Collingwood defenders trying to block the third Brisbane player from getting over the top of the pack.
Zach Amanis, who fired the Brisbane midfield in the second quarter. It's been a lapping in this term. 9 possessions. Fraser first hand. Acker's got it. Not for long. Good smother Keating on Clement's hand pass. Fraser, a desperate boot in there. Lappin again. No possession this time.
And the big man that's his going for a try there. That's his Queensland background coming to the fore. Grew up on the Gold Coast, did Clark Keating.
Wonder if there would have been a free kick there in the first half. The trend's changed a little. Woden. Now Johnson. Awkward for Rocker. Pike. Now Hart. Big first quarter. Quieter since. Here's Ackermanis. Big launch. Big sizzle. Pity about the sausage. Fraser. Kinnear. Buckley. Back to Loney. Ever dangerous on that searching left foot. Can wind up from outside 50. Big moment for Collingwood. Can Shaw get it onto his boot? Tarrant did. Kicks his third.
And what was good about that goal was the long kick to the dangerous spot. Ackermanis almost took a spectacular one-handed mark, but Ryan Loney, good long kick to a dangerous spot. Contest, and Tarrant comes from nowhere to put it through. And Tarrant, reading it in front of Bradshaw, sockers it through. He is a star.
3 to Tarrant, equal leading goal kicker in the game with Alistair Lynch. He kicked 3 in the first term. Back to 3 points of difference. Power to Ackermanis. Trying to control it. Bowled over by Johnson. Bounce.
Good pressure by Johnson.
Didn't fall to his back, thanks, Jason.
I'll stay here.
Let's come straight at the back.
48 metres out from Brisbane's goal. Fraser. Got the handball. Lynch couldn't trap it. Johnson, desperate, but his handball went straight to White. Looking for Ackermanis. Cole was spectacular, but couldn't hang onto it. Pike was clever to Ackermanis. Shepherd laid by Lepic. Ackermanis squares it up. Voss! But there's 4 on 1. And Shaw will clear for Collingwood. He looks for Scotland. He'll beat Lynch at ground level. Lucuria looks for Rocker, couldn't take the sliding mark. Burns back to Rocker. Good handball under pressure to Lucuria. Lucuria looks for Tarrant. Beautifully done by Bradshaw. Pike lends some help. Handballs backwards to Ashcroft. Back to Pike. Pike goes short to Hart. Can't take the mark. Yes, he can on the second bite. Scott's come on and get an easy possession. He'll handball to Johnson. Here's a big build-up by Brisbane. Johnson now, not sure what to do with it. Goes to Lynch. Lynch to Black. 55 out, goes short. Can't find Brown. Quick kick by Lepic. Into the goal square.
Reece Shaw been terrific the last 5 minutes, getting back on that last line, setting up play. And they've got a bit of pace in the back line with Cole, Shaw and Loney, the youngsters. And they've been really good for the Magpies. Richard Cole, what a leap.
And Wakeland with a kick that would have done credit to the legendary John Beckwith, landing it right on the boundary line as he kicked along out of defence. Fraser competitive in there. Charman too. Here's Ackermanis with numbers against him. Presta Giacomo giving it up. Great smother Johnson. Well played. But it's all Brisbane. Charman leaving nothing to chance. Now Black. 16 possessions, but hasn't had a great impact on the night.
Voss is the man that went off for Scott, by the way, Tim.
Brown.
9 marks.
Right here, thanks. I'll mark it.
Brown and Tarrant been terrific with the way that they've run hard.
Jonathan, that's your
And of course their teammates will honour the lead. They've got that much respect for them.
play on. Thanks, mate.
It's kickable. The man on the mark, 45 or 46 from goal.
Anthony Rocker being benched, really struggling to get into the game.
Just 1 goal each in this quarter. Every chance is precious. Jonathan Brown has kicked one. Doesn't get close this time. Burns. Williams taking it over.
He's far too close to the man on the mark. Buckley had a bit of a spell in the forward 50. You can see Sean Hart just working to block his run. Darryl White blocked Cloak from coming over the top.
He did too, and Black on the right boot. Goes long. Well played, Clement. Races on now. Oh, McClure got a horrible bounce. Cole. Great one-on-one duel. Was it intentional? No, says the man in orange.
He was under pressure, just the outside, knock it on.
Darryl White. You'll see Reece Shaw try to block Darryl White from coming over the top.
Charman the knock, but it went to Johnson. On the full, free kick to the Lions.
Back behind it, Sean. Find there, Nathan, right there.
First half of the quarter was Collingwood's for not much result. Second half, slightly Brisbane's way. Ackermanis, some hoots from Collingwood fans. Now Charman spilling the chesty. And Collingwood fans' boos turn to cheers. The vice-captain and Brownlow medalist on the bench.
Collingwood forward line almost empty. A couple of Collingwood players pushing back now. But it's just been so congested.
Not much of the quarter left. Couple of goals either way could swing it. Shaw again, covering a loose ball in defence. Lucuria, Collingwood advance. Oh, well done, Michael. The former Magpie did it beautifully. Lappin, now Johnson and Leppich, and Brisbane have it under control.
He's had some sort of game, Mount Michael. He receives the handball from Lappin. Gets it on to Ashcroft. Bravely has a bounce. And the kick finds Chris Scott.
James. Stay on, Chris.
It's an important kick.
Got to come back.
Mark taken just
he's
on
paid
the
it.
50-metre
Right,
line.
I marked it here.
I don't know whether Pikey
Thanks,
could
mate.
make this.
That's it, Martin. Thank you.
Gee, it's been a good quarter. It's a low-scoring quarter, but it's just a pressure quarter. Neither side giving an inch. 1 goal each for the term.
Martin Pike kicked 13 goals, 9 this season. From 55. Gives it everything, but it's not enough. Power. McGrath did it nicely to Lynch. A quick snap from the pocket is across the face. In this quarter, the Magpies have kicked 1 goal, 3. And Brisbane's kicked 1 goal.
Can someone find a goal in the last 100 seconds of this third quarter? Sharman's ball, shaping to get it off
I had a
immediately.
look, Chris. Didn't see much in it.
Jonathan Brown saying, kick it long to me.
I had a look. There wasn't much there, mate.
Prestigiacomo held him at bay. Johnson was held. Yes, he was. He's had a fine quarter for Collingwood. Been a good contributor all night.
From the bench just before he had the ball.
Bernie!
Dave?
No doubt about that.
One of the tightest, tensest quarters you could imagine. Johnson very wide. Prestigiacomo, power just getting a fist in there. Into the last minute. In the grand final last year, it was 10 goals to 9 in the wet. It's currently 7-6.
Lepic playing at full back. Cloak being moved to full forward. Gee, there's been some ruck contests in this third term.
Sharman against Fraser. They nullify each other. Buckley runs onto it. To Loney. To Johnson. Here's a go for Collingwood just before three-quarter time. Johnson's kick's good. Finds Tarrant. 55 out from goal.
Well, Bradshaw just didn't go with him. Didn't expect them to kick it to Tarrant.
1 metre.
They'll kick it to Tarrant, all right.
You got it.
He's kicked 3-1 this evening.
Fine there, Daniel. Thank you.
It's a big ask from here. That's what confronts him from about 55 metres out.
Thanks for the offer.
To the tip of the goal square. White.
Didn't have it well on.
That's the effort to go for a mark there, Darryl. Glad Lee Matthews is coaching it.
Would you be applauding if you were coaching it?
Oh. What a quarter.
1 goal through to Collingwood, 1 goal to Brisbane. That was the net result. In that third term and at the final change, Robert Walls, it is the Lions by 3 points.
Well, it is, and Darryl White, yes, he took the mark, but gee, it was risky. It came off. And what a quarter of football, just 1 goal each. Both teams playing pretty much defensive football, having numbers back behind the play, and benching stars just before three-quarter time in Voss and Rocker.
So much to play for in this qualifying final of 2003 at the MCG. At the final change, it's the Brisbane Lions 47, leading Collingwood 44.
A huge final quarter coming up. Collingwood poised to come in for the kill. The loser faces Adelaide next week, and if it survives, probably heads to Football Park for Port Adelaide if tomorrow's match goes according to form. There's half an hour left. Chris got in the thick of it right from the start, but Burns wins the footy for Collingwood. Cloak still in the front half. Darryl White fisting it away, but not far enough. Oh, Cloak missed his target, lost his radar. It certainly wasn't deliberate.
Mose Buckley's there, but misses him by a mile.
Nevertheless, some encouragement from the skipper.
Tim Notting playing at half forward for Brisbane. Got plenty of pace and has only played 18 minutes.
Diving on it with courage was Power.
No chance. They both bundled it up. Thank you.
So up it goes. 55 out for the Magpies goal by Woden's kick smothered. White somehow came up with the football to the wing. Brown has had a big night. Good tackle by Prestigiacomo. Here's a chance for the Maggies on the turnover. Johnson, long kick inside 50. Lepic from behind does the punching. Tarrant to Kinnear. White has the handball partially smothered. Lepic knocks it forward nicely to Charman to Black, and the Lions are away.
Black placing it down the southern side with Clement completely outpointed Notting. Collingwood dictating terms in the early part. Now Shaw, noted rebounder to try and set something up. Lepic really attacked that. After just 2 goals in the third quarter, the first one here absolutely critical. Here's Black again. Well, no one there, but he resists the urge to run on. And now goes for Lappin.
Fine there, Shane, right there.
Notice the free kicks at half-time, Tim. Brisbane haven't had a free kick in the second half so far.
Interesting.
I think the umpires heard the roar.
Oh, it was a dangerous little pass. Brown just for once couldn't hold it. Burns and Buckley. Now Cloak.
Mine.
Rocker. Michael again prizing it away. An outstanding night. Black to Lappin. Brisbane under siege early. Just trying to hold it together. Johnson in the way.
Play on, play on.
Quick little give to Buckley. Into the pocket. Tarrant. Gee, it was a great pass. Tarrant couldn't hang onto it. Throw in. 50 metres out from the Magpies' goal. It's getting very tense. There's still 17 minutes to go. Fraser in front. Got the tap. Lucuria couldn't control it. Woden.
Well, you know, Collingwood will work hard in close. The Wodens, Buckleys, O'Brees. And maybe this is the best opportunity they will have for a long, long while to beat Brisbane. Ackermanis and Voss on the bench. Keating not even on the field with a crook shoulder in the rooms.
Buckley's kick smothered. And we'll have another throw in.
He just put his head down. He just put his head down.
So it's 45 metres out from the Magpies' goal. Charman and Fraser once again. Fraser won it and got boot to ball to the full forward area. Bradshaw kept his feet. Tarrant tackles. Well done, Bradshaw. Every possession crucial.
Does really well to get the ball on his boot there.
Collingwood played a brilliant last quarter against Essendon in round 22. On this ground, kicking to the punt road end, trying to do it again. Not been Rocker's night. But most of the action has been in Collingwood's attacking 50.
At that last boundary throw in, Tim, not many players around it, and Collingwood players just streaming towards their goal, hoping to get a fast break. They'll be looking to get the same thing again here. We'll see Ben Johnson motoring up.
Free kick. Play on, Johnson. Now, does he bring it back? He doesn't. He gave them their crack and Johnson missed. The margin 2 points.
Clear shot, Taz, and he just skill error.
We heard the umpire saying it was your fault. It was a skill error.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you can have 2 bites at the cherry.
Oh, the kick in's a dodgy one. O'Brien cuts it off but can't keep it alive.
Looking a bit shaky, Brisbane.
Something's got to give.
Collingwood had the last 5 inside 50s.
White, the third man up again. Buckley. Tackled by Hart. Ashcroft slipped over to Copeland. Good kick under pressure. Scott. Pike's there also. Scott got it to Pike. Now Brisbane on the break. Martin Pike. Looks for Notting. Well sport by Clement. 50 out now from Brisbane's goal.
Was it a mark? Was it a hold? It was neither. The crowd is just above 66,000. The champions are hanging on by their fingernails. Scott prizes the kick out. Brown in the midst of it. Here's Lepich. Gave it up. Cole now for Collingwood. Collingwood calling the tune. Not a good placement. Johnson attacks it bravely. Cole comes back to O'Brien. Now Johnson, ever methodical. Buckley and Shaw coming down the ground as an option. Got it now. 60 out. Rocker at last. Did he? Not quite. Collingwood fans howling. Power to Hart. Brisbane off the hook again. And in fact rebounding dangerously.
Black to White. Hear the umpire in the background behind play saying he's got to hold it. White short, poor kick. Very poor kick. O'Brien wrapped up by Lappin. Clement back to Johnson. Kinnear well under Burns. Burns goes long. Terrence on the break. He's got 15 metres on his opponent in Bradshaw. Swings onto the left. Terrence squares it up. Woden. Pollax is a teammate. Cole runs onto it and Cole misses a sitter. A point the difference. Brisbane 47, Collingwood 46. Was this a rocker mark?
Gee, I think it's a mark. I think it's a mark.
It's not the first time tonight he hasn't been paid. Bodies flying everywhere in that exchange, and Richard Cole.
Ackermanis on, knocking off.
Still just 2 goals kicked since half-time. An extraordinary qualifying final. Lappin now. You get the feeling if Collingwood could kick one, they could break this right open.
Inside 50s, 6-1. Collingwood dominating play, just can't get it on the board. Reece Shaw has ended up being the spare man across half-back for the Magpies, and he's giving them enormous run.
This is Ali and Foreman. Brisbane playing rope-a-dope. Collingwood raining blows, but haven't been able to land the knockout. Here's White under pressure. Tarrant beautifully to Buckley. Now Shaw. Yes to Burns. No taking that one off him.
And it was Reece Shaw who put that pass to Rocker that wasn't allowed by the umpires, and he set that one up for Burns. Dangerous kick and disciplined play by Tarrant. Does the spoil, does the right thing. Buckley sees Shaw there, and just a cool head by the young man to set up Burns.
He's been put on a tough ankle too.
Good source of goals this year. 24 for the season. To put the Magpies in front. He has missed. Scores a level. The tension almost unbearable.
The kick in is marked by Michael in the back pocket.
Just go back to last week. Collingwood in a very tight last quarter got the points against the Bombers.
Long kick to Charman, but he's outpointed by Fraser. No mark paid. Throw in. It is a nail biter. Slightly into Collingwood's attacking half. Scores level. Nearing the halfway mark of the final term. Johnson over the football. Clement. Tackled.
Since half-time, Collingwood have kicked 1 goal, 6 behinds, and they are level. It is such a low-scoring, tight game.
White, the tap was a good one too. The Scott up and under. Pike. Caught high. Oh. Umpire let it go again. Handball fed out by Black to Ackermanis. Keeps it alive. Into the pocket, Lynch. That is strong. Umpire said no. No mark to Lynch.
Touched. Was it touched? It couldn't have been touched because Ackermanis kicked that ball without anyone near him.
Oh, well, it's about the third dodgy one for the evening.
Well, it's 1 each, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, in fact, 2-1 maybe in Brisbane's favour.
It took it out of the air. Charman's gone.
Holding the ball, grabbed it out of the ruck.
Yeah, Rocker, I think, a couple he's been sniffed on, and now one to Lynch.
And Rob, while Collingwood have kicked 1-6, Brisbane have had one scoring shot since half-time. Woden for Collingwood as the Magpies try and set something up here, and that's a rocker mark. The 50 is wide open, but there's not much black and white in there. Williams now, halfway through the quarter. Collingwood have scarcely been in front all night. Andrew Williams would have to do it from outside 50.
Footy's a wonderful game. We've had 2 goals, 3.
Whistle off the ball and a reversal. A Brisbane free kick.
Goodness me.
Quickly, back to him.
It is a wonderful game, Rob. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, umpire Goldsmith must have seen holding. Terrence got hold of Copeland there. Oh, gee. You just worry. Let the players play.
We're all worried.
Robert Wall's feeling the stress in the Channel 10 commentary box. Loney, quick kick to half forward.
It's a wonderful game because in this second half, and let's have a look at Tarrant again. Oh, come on, umpires. Come on. We've had only 2 goals scored, and it's one of the best games you could ever wish to see. You don't have to have high-scoring affairs to have exciting football.
Fraser against Charman. Scott at the bottom of the pack. Got the handball out. Clever by White to Black. Power. Little tap over the top to Hart. To Power, who forced it forward to Lappin. Decided against the handball to White. Now he goes long. Lynch has one out with Wakeland. Well on Wakeland. Followed the ball as White, who followed it up. Slipped over. Got it to McGrath. Left foot snap. Touched on the line.
Holding on by both players. And Lucuria just getting a touch on the line.
Brisbane by a point. Beautifully weighted kick by Clement to the sparingly used Didak. Now to Woden. Well done. Opportunities missed at either end. Cole a while ago. Burns and McGrath. Now Didak. Ever dangerous with the left. Big wind-up, long ball, brilliant kick! Magpies are in front!
And the fresh legs of Alan Didak, as you said, Tim, used sparingly, runs his full measure and thumps it from 50 metres out. Brilliant goal. Didak featured in the goal, got the short pass down the wing, received it back, only been on the ground 25 seconds, got the fresh legs, just came on and able to finish off there with a brilliant goal.
Collingwood in front by 5 points, go back inside 50, getting back with a flight of the ball is Rocker! Listen to the MCG crowd as Anthony Rocker will go back from 35 metres out on a slight angle to make it an 11-point ball game.
Mel Michael played an enormous game on Anthony Rocker.
Just been cramping up in the last couple of minutes, Robert. Mel Michael.
Well, the ball's just constantly been in the Brisbane defence in this final quarter. 16 minutes in, it's been in Collingwood's front half at least 13-14 of those 16 minutes.
Kicked 43 goals, 29 this season, has not bothered the scorers tonight. In fact, had a very quiet night. That can all change with this kick from 35 metres out. Collingwood by 11. Is it enough at the 16.5-minute mark of the final turn.
No goal umpire was going to take that one off him.
Well, Tim, we'll have a look at the big Anthony putting it through. And he is thrilled. 2 quick goals to the Pies, and look at their supporters. Such an important kick, and he knows it's a goal. Split second off the boot, he's put it through. Lee Matthews. Well, gee, it's going to be hard to see them getting up.
Oh, the water had been building up behind the floodgates. They might be about to burst open, but Brisbane look for a last yelp. McGrath, Wakelin and Lynch. Wakelin did well. Prestigiacomo pickpocketed by Black. Power and Johnson. And the Magpies still lead by 10 points. Brisbane's third scoring shot of the half is a rush behind.
Still plenty of time. Just under 8 minutes left.
Thanks, Darryl, right there.
Burns with the ball.
They are masters at protecting a lead, Collingwood. He has run 100 metres to take that mark.
Thanks, mate.
He blew Leppich up in 1 quarter, in the first quarter.
9 marks to Tarrant.
This is what they do very well. Keep possession. Hang on to their lead.
Mercuria. Long kick looking for Rocker. Keating back on. Rocker the big fly. Fraser got the football. Clever kick around the corner. Loney couldn't trap it. Neither could Lappin. Brown's in there. Great tackle, Loney. A bounce on the wing position.
Jason Cloak gone to full forward. Leppich's opponent. Collingwood got 2 players in the forward 50. Rocker and Cloak.
Good hand in there by Loney to Woden. Rare fumble to Curia. Pike and Woden are busy fighting. The game goes on around them. Rocker, clever little hand to O'Brien. Collingwood dangerous again. Is that a relay free? No, it's out of bounds. Pushes it back to Collingwood free kick. Back with the original point of contact. And certainly the numbers have squared up since half-time. 7-1 in the second half. The Magpies lead by 10 points. Time enough yet, but Brisbane are in trouble. Didac now.
They do it well. They do it so well. Patient. Leads going everywhere. The player with the ball doesn't panic. Waits and waits. And we just go back to a little bit of wrestling.
Now Alan Didac out on the fence is a sharpshooter. His 31st goal of the season a few minutes ago gave Collingwood the lead. If he kicks his 32nd from the impossible angle, he might put this qualifying final beyond Brisbane's grasp. Terribly difficult shot. An absolutely magnificent kick. The Magpies are home.
The young boy with the rat tail from a near impossible angle. Collingwood with all the momentum, they lead by 16, and here come the Maggies again. Loney bangs it long, it's bouncing, it's offline, it's a point. but Brisbane need 3 goals in just over 5 minutes. And that's an impossible task, you'd think. The way this game is played.
I think that's
the fat lady singing.
Fat lady has sung.
But has Joffa gone for the goal? Rocker with Johnson. An absolute stalwart tonight, Johnson. Ackermanis. Black falling at the crucial moment. Brisbane need one here. Good gather Lynch. Just couldn't quite execute the hand pass. And Collingwood close in on McGrath. Aimless kick though from O'Brien. An old man Pike from 50. Lynch! Oh, couldn't hang on. It won't happen for Brisbane. And in the last 5 minutes, the chips are down like they haven't been for 3 seasons.
Hold it! Shane! Shane, quickly out!
So all Collingwood will be doing now is to look to maintain possession. Clement. That's a great kick to Woden. That's a good start.
Gee, Dynak's leading hard. Woden not going to kick it to him. We haven't seen the gold jacket yet.
Mercuria marks in the midfield.
Oh, they're very good at this.
On there, Jason!
Loney back to Mercuria, so the Lions just have to man up. Easier said than done. Ashcroft to spoil. Johnson. Looking for White. So Darryl White.
Just back a metre, James!
Less than 5 minutes of actual game time remaining to the 50. Brown. Been well held in the last quarter. Prestigiacomo. To O'Brien. Back to the wing. Power. To Copeland. Now Lappin. He goes short to Pike. You got Lepic on, and the kick goes in his direction, and Lepic will line up for goal. 45 out. And 45-degree angle.
He's not wasting any time. He knows the clock is ticking.
Justin Lepic loves a goal. He rushed the kick. He didn't have much choice. Just a behind.
They've kicked 1 since half-time. They need 3 in not many more than 3 minutes to pull this out of the fire. And there's almost a look of resignation now about Lee Matthews. As Loney kicks beautifully to Woden. And his switch from Melbourne to Collingwood is personally devastating as it initially was, might yet produce a fairy tale story. The security men circling the ground. The end is near. Collingwood leading by 3 kicks. High tackle. Terrence Ball.
High. On his shoulder, that's right, it's a free. No, on his shoulder's a free, no?
He's been really good, Tarrant.
Can't task quick. Come on, back you go.
Not hurrying. They play as a team, Collingwood. They sacrifice, they share. And Mick Malthouse has just got that wonderful belief in them. They are a much better team than they were 12 months ago. 6 or 7 new faces in it for a start.
And they continue to work it even though they're in the front half.
Just be careful, Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony realises this. We're going to win. We're going to win.
Collingwood soaking up time. Scott Burns has had one of his best seasons. Has had it for too long in the opinion of the umpire. Shaw.
Played a very important second half, has Reece Shaw. Buckley's a very sweet game of football for Nathan Buckley. Highest possession getter on the field with 32.
He's got 12 seconds. Come on!
St. Clement, he's not going to kick until someone has a go at him.
What will eventually come into AFL football is in situations like this,
Can't kick backwards.
If the player kicks the ball backwards, it's automatic play on. And Joffa's got the gold jacket on.
Burns drills it long. It's got the atmosphere of a premiership day, hasn't it, at the moment, but there's still a long way to go for Collingwood. But they've taken a very big first step as we'll have another bounce. 55 out from Collingwood's goal. Scott comes off. Carousel on. Keating the tap. There's some encouraging sign for the Lions that he's back on the ground.
Yeah, he's hitting everything with his left hand, though, Steve.
That's right, come on, quick.
And we'll have a look at Keating in this ruck contest. He cannot get his right arm up.
Two-goal turnaround in the last quarter. And some. And the Magpies have run out winners in the end by 15 points. 9-12-66 to 7-9-51. In the last term, Collingwood kicked 3 goals, 4 to the Lions, 4 behind. So, in fact, a 3-goal turnaround in the last term. Jonathan Brown did his bit, but it wasn't enough tonight as Collingwood wins its way through to the preliminary final of 2003. Jared Wakely.
Oh, Nathan Buckley, can you recall a tenser game? You had to absorb an awful lot.
Yeah, it was always going to be that way, I think. The stakes were so high, it was good to be on the right end of it.
You were pretty unequivocal early in the week. You thought your premiership chances hinged on being able to beat the Lions. It must feel okay.
Yeah, we've got to beat a couple more sides now, so but I mean, the Brisbane Lions have been a fantastic side and they're a great benchmark, and it shows our improvement from the last month anyway.
It's a fair old reception.
It's great, mate. It's great.
And Alan Didak, he popped in those couple of goals, but it seemed goals were just impossible to come by.
Yeah, well, that epitomises what we're all about. It's just an effort from and a contribution from 22 players, and Al had a pretty quiet day, but he's come on and done really well in the last quarter, so it's great.
For all these years, I finally got a smile out of you. It must be a good win.
Let's have a look at Nathan Buckley's reaction when the siren went. Down to Bill McDonald.
Well, how's that feel out here with this sort of crowd to beat the team that knocked you off in the grand final last year?
Oh, it's just unbelievable. As you can hear, I can hardly even hear from here. So the crowd's been great support, and the boys really just battled hard, and we came up.
Gee, it was an arm wrestle. It wasn't until that last quarter you had to work hard. You stick together pretty well.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much in it all day, and we just knew if we just kept going and going and going, we hopefully would crack them, and we did.
Alan Didak, a couple of crucial goals from him coming off the bench there in the third quarter than the last.
Yeah, well, that's something Didak's got. He can come on and produce what he did in 5 minutes. He can kick 2 or 3 goals, so that was terrific.
All the best for the rest of the series.
Thanks, mate.
Simon Prestigiacomo. There's Mick Mulhouse trying to keep a lid on things, but he'll be a very satisfied man. Got rid of the nemesis. Yeah. We'll take a break from the MCG. It's 1 down, 2 to go for the Magpies. Home tonight over the Lions by 15 points.